food can be pretty sexy. You know what I'm saying, Venus and Taurus. Let's get into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Denise and I like to make videos about astrology in real life. I put out videos every single week, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Venus and Taurus, and my freaking detrimental Scorpio Venus ass is very jealous of Venus and Taurus people because they just have a natural attractiveness about them. They don't have to try, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I like to come up with phrases for all of the placements, and the phrase that I came up with for Venus and Taurus is love on the solid ground, and a love real and true. So Venus is your feminine yin receptive planet. It is also nocturnal. So what does that all mean? The nocturnal part means that Venus is one of those planets that you can't really relate to or understand logically. You more so have to relate to it intuitively and emotionally. So whenever somebody asks you why you like something and you can't really like logically explain, and you're just like, I don't know, I mean, I like what I like. You can't really understand why. That is your Venus talking. Venus is why you like what you like. Venus mainly represents three things. So the first thing that she represents is how you relate to others. So how you mingle in a crowd, how you mingle once you get past your ascendant. She also represents the things that you value, and these could be either physical things that you value or characteristics and personality traits that you value within yourself and that you value within others. And lastly, she also represents what you bring to relationships and at least one component of what you want out of relationships. But remember that your placements can be greatly modified by where they are located in your chart. So let's just say you have this Venus in the 12th house, that's really gonna modify her expression. If you have Pluto right next to this Venus, she's gonna be modified. If you have Neptune, if you have Saturn, Saturn really changes things. So make sure you keep that in mind, that I'm just gonna be talking about the purest expression of Venus and Taurus. Secondly, relationships aren't all Venus. And the reason why I say that is because Venus, the planet, more than anything, she just wants to be liked. And in order to be liked, sometimes she has a tendency to kind of, give in and change herself a little bit in order to fit in, kind of like a chameleon. And whenever you're in a long-term relationship, your ability to kind of like camouflage and change is going to be diminished because you're going to be with them all the time. So in a relationship, you really want something that is deeper than just your Venus and just your superficial likes. You want something that has really roots, so something that is stable like Saturn or Jupiter. Jupiter, is big, it is your values, your long-term goals and aspirations. So you want to include all of those things whenever you're thinking about love in astrology. So how does Venus and Taurus relate? So Venus and Taurus is more quiet and more observant because Taurus is kind of a reserved sign and they have a comfortable presence about them. They are very stable in their place. They're not just like jittery and all over the place. There is just like a calm, subtle grace about them. My friend Nina from Midnight Zero Astrology calls Taurus people, Taurus placements, like little Buddhas. So imagine the Buddha and how graceful he is in his like peaceful stance, and that is how Venus and Taurus is going to be relating. They're very calm and very stable and confident. It's like a quiet confidence. So since Venus is our passive energy, I like to call her like your scent that you're putting out into the world. Whereas Mars is the way that you physically, actively, aggressively go out and pursue the things that you want and are attracted to. Venus is kind of like what you do without even trying. She is like your pheromones that are like being emitted from your skin. And depending on what you're putting out there, people are going to, pick up on that scent and be attracted to you. And not only that, so your scent also means the things that you're going to be attracted to yourself. So it's kind of like the like attracts like thing. So you're gonna be attracted to those things and you're, inadvertently gonna be putting out signals that this is what you're attracted to. So Venus in Taurus people might attract two different kinds of people. For one, they might attract people who just want to get it on with them because they are so attractive and they put out this like easy, graceful, beautiful energy, and people might just be attracted to you, and people see something pretty and they want to touch it. So And secondly, they could really attract people who want something stable, because this is what Venus and Taurus is exuding: stability and reliability. They are not playing around, you know, they're fertilizing the earth to see what grows from it. That is another imagery that helps for Taurus. It's like fertilized, fertile soil, and the things that emerge from it, you know, life comes from it. So always look back at the ruling planets and the symbolism of the sign and the element and the modality in order to get a more complete picture of the placement. So Venus is at home in Taurus, so it's comfortable and can attract the things that it likes and it wants rather easily. Taurus rules the five senses. So Taurus Venus people very much are steeped in sensuality, and you know, the senses, we have five of them. You know, you want to engage all of those five senses whenever you're talking to a Taurus person or whenever you're talking about Taurus. So what do they value? They really value stability, because they are fixed earth, you know? Earth is the most fixed. It's like a solid rock. So that is what they are. They're solid, stable stones, like mountains that cannot be moved. So they really, what they want at the end of the day, Venus and Taurus, is something that is going to last. And they want something that is going to be unwavering. So that is really what they're looking for. They don't want things to change. So they don't like people that look like they might be too, you know, too fun and might, you know, run off. They won't be attracted to that. They're going to be attracted to somebody who looks predictable, because what they value is stability. I have a really good Venus and Taurus song that I'm going to talk about in the end, so if you're musical in any way, make sure you stick around for that. They also really value natural beauty. So Venus in Earth, and this reminds me a lot of like Gaia energy and Mother Earth energy. I read an article once, and it was just one place that I read it and I can never let it go, how Taurus could also be ruled by the Earth instead of Venus, and that just really made sense to me because they have that connection to the natural world and like plants, and I'm just like, bro, that is so Taurus. So I'm never letting go of Earth ruling Taurus. So they really, this natural beauty that they value is aesthetics. They value, you know, they really like beautiful surroundings. They like to be surrounded by serenity and peace. And obviously, you know, they value beautiful people because they're ruled by Venus. And not only beautiful people like from their face, but they really like beautiful bodies. But an important thing to talk about when you're talking about Taurus is that they want things to look natural beauty. And if you think about the beauty of a garden and how a garden is not necessarily like perfectly symmetrical, like think like plastic surgery, you know, a garden is going to be balanced and graceful, but not necessarily perfectly symmetrical. So this is why Taurus people, Venus and Taurus people, might be more drawn to like, you know, a more natural look, not so like perfectly made up. What else do they value? This is pretty like obvious, but they value values, like period. They want somebody with principles, somebody who has something that matters to them and that they stick to. And they want somebody who has something that they believe in. They usually care that you share the same values because for sure they're not going to change them. It would be really difficult to change the values of a Venus and Taurus person, but they want somebody who's going to have values. So it's probably more useful and beneficial if you guys share the same values. They also really value comfort because, again, this is Venus. Venus likes for everything to be balanced, and they don't want drama, they don't want problems, they don't want fighting. They want everybody to just chill and have a good time. Think about a cow, you know, like grazing in a pasture and how it's just like there chilling and the sun is hitting it and it's just like there being a cow. That is how Venus and Taurus wants to be with their loved one. So what do they bring and want in relationships? First of all, they really want and bring loyalty. Again, fixed earth, like that earth is not moving, baby, like they're staying. They really want that. They don't want things to change. And they want someone who's gonna be there no matter what. And even though, like I say, I love Taurus and Scorpio together, the difference is that with Taurus, there aren't gonna be a lot of like emotional turbulent issues. So, I mean, really sticking by a Taurus is just so obvious. Like, why wouldn't you stick by a Taurus? They're not gonna be drawn to drama Whereas like a Scorpio might like a little bit of spicy emotional drama, Taurus is not. So just stick to your Taurus. They're really good. And they bring a presence, a strong presence to relationships. I'm always talking about, Taurus and their presence, but they do. It's like they're going to be physically there with you, so they bring like physical touch, and they're in your space a lot, and they want to like touch you because touch is so important to them. But there's always a sense of company with Taurus because they really remind me of like getting a bear hug, and their energy extends like far past their body. So I really feel like they're radiating comfort towards you, kind of like a radiator like radiates heat. Imagine that heat is providing comfort for you. That is what Taurus just reminds me of. It's like they prop you up with their presence. They make you feel more calm and more able to do the things that you need to do just by them being in your life. So that's what they're going to bring to relationships. And they also, what do they want? They also really want, just, it's really obvious, but they want a good looking partner. And it's just like, who doesn't? But they're very sensual. So they're more sight oriented than anybody else. So they prefer somebody who looks comfortable though, because again, they are going to be drawn to comfort. So it's not like the more curated Libra type of beauty. Taurus prefers earthy beauty, something as, like I said, that looks kind of effortless. It doesn't actually have to be effortless, because Libra can also be a little bit effortless, but it's more put together than like Taurus beauty is more like just natural and like wind-swept hair. That is very Taurus. So they want somebody who's going to stimulate all of their senses. So as I said, visually, somebody who's going to look good and just like natural, and like I really feel that they like women and men like that look more like lush, voluptuous people. They like voluptuous people, I've noticed. And taste, the five senses, so sight, taste. They want somebody who's going to eat with them or going to cook for them. They really like that. You can get to them through their tummy. Touch, they want to get it on with you, and they also want to cuddle a lot with you. Sight, we already said, good looking. Smell, they literally will smell you, so they want somebody who's going to smell good. Hearing, and the last sense is hearing. So voices might be really important to Taurus. If they don't like your voice, they might not like you. So Venus is so nice in Taurus. It's really uncomplicated. There's not a lot of frills going on with this one. It's just so natural. It's kind of like, hey, like this is what you get, and I'm pretty confident that you're gonna like what you're getting. So yeah, they're just like quietly confident. They don't play around. They want something that is going to be stable, that's going to last. There's a song by a group called Aventura that I really like, and it is called Inmortal, and it is essentially about this guy who is just internally in love with this girl and this woman that he loves. And there's a quote that he says in there that I'm going to translate for you, and it's just so Venus and Taurus. Mi amor es infinito, sólido como un meteorito. And I'm just like, that is so Venus and Taurus because of the rock imagery. So essentially it just means, my love is infinite, it's solid like a meteor. So like that is solid. Like that's a rock solid, So it reminds me so much of Taurus love. It's like solid like a rock. That is super Taurus to me. Like they're not going anywhere. Their love, once you have it, you're going to pretty much keep it. So you're blessed if you have a Venus and Taurus person's love. So what did you guys think? Did I miss anything? Do you have any cool other songs that remind you of Venus and Taurus? Do you have any personal Venus and Taurus stories? I really like to hear them. You would not believe how much I learn, I add to my astrology acumen as I read the comments. I read all of the comments and I reply to most of them. Especially if you're asking me a question, I'm going to answer you, unless you ask me a silly question. Even though there are no dumb questions, but there are silly questions and I don't answer the silly ones. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. And as I said, like if you share your stories with me, it really adds to my astrological brain. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And don't forget to like the video for good luck. It gives me good luck because you're blessing my channel. It means that more people will get to see my videos, and it blesses you because, I'm a lucky Sagittarius and I just give off like good luck. So make sure you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.